After carefully evaluating this class of Holstein 4-year-old cows, my placing is 4-2-3-1. Starting off with 4 today, as she excelled in frame and stature. Being the tallest at the point of withers, 4 was a longer, stretchier cow from the tip of her nose to the end of her pins. She was harder down her top line and carries this advantage of frame into her rump structure, having a more desirable slope and length from hooks to pins when viewed from the side. 4 stood on the most correct set of feet and legs today, having her thoroughs more centrally placed. She had a more correct set to her hock, was stronger in her pasterns, and deeper in her heel, thus allowing her to move about the ring with more style and fluidity. 4 presented the most complete mammary system today, having the tightest rudder attachment and a forerudder that was more pleasurable to the eye as she had a longer, smoother blending attachment into her body wall. She possessed more blooming capacity throughout her mammary system, as well as having a deeper, more clearly defined versus sensory ligament. 4 excelled in style, balance, and symmetry of the udder as she was nearly level on her udder floor and had a more ideal teat size, shape, and placement. Though I do grant 3 having more sweep and angularity to her rib. 2 having more sweep and angularity to her rib. In my intermediate placing today of 2/3, 2 had the advantage of dairy strength as she was cleaner about her head and neck, sharper at the point of withers, chiseled down her top line, and more angular over her hooks and pins. She carries this quality of femininity down throughout her incurving thigh and into her cleaner, flatter hock bone. 2 presented more sweep and openness to her rib as they pointed more directly towards her rear udder. 2 boasts more total body circumference as she was powerful in her front end, full in her crops, and had more spring at the top of her fore and rear rib. 2 was deeper in her heart and carries this depth throughout her chest floor and into her barrel. I do admit that 3 carried her udder floor higher above the hocks. In my bottom placing of 3/1, 3 was a taller, more upstanding individual at the point of withers and possessed more stretch from head to pins. She was stronger. She was harder on her top line and had a more correct rump structure. In addition, 3 was deeper in her heart and had more spring and openness to her barrel. 1 falls to the bottom of this class today as she was high in her pins, weak in her front end, shallow in her chest floor, and coarse boned throughout. For this, she can place no higher. For these reasons, I place this class of Holstein 4-year-old cows 4-2-3-1.